My name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. Today's message is on transformation. It starts off with a channeled message from Metatron. He says, "Do you feel the winds of change? Does it feel like a breeze to you, or perhaps like a hurricane? There is much upheaval coming, but it is because much change is happening. Much change has to happen continuously to get where we are headed. Are you starting to feel the pressure now in your personal life? Things that aren't working really aren't working. Things that are broken or an ill fit or no longer right for you are going to start feeling oppressive. Perhaps you feel it already. With the winds of spring will come the winds of change. Spring cleaning will not just be for your homes, but for your lives. It's time to purge what's holding you down and holding you back. It's time to nurture and support yourself so that you can bloom. You have been a tight little flower bud for so long. Don't you wonder what kind of flower you are? Don't you want to see how beautiful you are when you stretch out to your full glory? The dragons are with you now, setting fire to the old, dead brush of your lives. They are laying the groundwork for your transformation. You cannot stay the same. You cannot resist this change. It is coming whether you flow easily with it or whether you resist and struggle with it. Change is constant. Change is necessary. Change allows you to explore unknown facets of yourself. Change allows you to grow and surprise yourself. I know you fear it. I know you like predictability, but some of the predictable parts of your life right now are the ones that make you suffer the most. They are predictably oppressive. Why are you fighting so hard to cling on to that? Allow yourself to transform. That is the end of Metatron's message, but wait, there's more. So let's talk a little bit more about transformation. So Metatron already mentioned it in his message. So do you know what energy is perfect to support us through a transformative process? And he said it, and it is dragon energy. Remember how they blow fire, they incinerate all that was, everything that's no longer working, everything that's old gets destroyed. Then they utilize another facet of their energy, their creativity and their magic. So once everything is destroyed and there's nothing left, they use their creativity and their magic to help you rebuild what you now need in its place. So dragon energy is present for this video right now, and especially for what comes next. Do you remember which guide is associated with all dragons? It's Merlin. So Merlin showed up. I haven't talked to him in a long time, so and I realize that that's because that's my fault. I realize that Merlin's a very he's playful, he's fun, he's magic, right? And I haven't been very playful and very magical lately, so I feel like he hasn't been able to connect to me even though he's wanted to. But he did show up here, which made me very happy. I channeled a message from him, and he and I built a crystal grid. So I'm going to show you the grid. I'm going to let you take in the energies, and while you're doing that, I'm going to read to you what I channeled from Merlin. And this is going to be a good one. So let's show you the grid. Okay, so this is the crystal grid that Merlin and I put together. I have my dragon's blood candle going to further bring in the dragon energies here. The colors that we used in the grid, so most of it you'll see is like a dark green or a magenta. The magenta in general represents kindness, compassion, and self respect. The dark green represents rebirth and transformation. But the dragons jumped in for a quick second and gave me more information. They told me that the magenta represents their fire. The fire from the dragons is compassionately destroying what is no longer serving you. They tell me that the dark green is your growth, your rebirth, and it is abundant. There is abundance tied into this transformation. It is at the right time in your life, and it is the right time on earth for this moment for you. So this grid is all about transformation energy. Merlin's message is, of course, a rhyming poem because Merlin adores rhyme, and as far as I know, all of his spells rhyme too. He asked me to call out a few of you that write poetry. When you write poetry, you are channeling the divine and you are co-creating with the divine. It might be Merlin that you are working with when you're writing poetry. It might be Metatron or it might be another guide. But for sure, Merlin and Metatron adore rhyming poetry. So for those of you that write poetry, that is a connection for you to the divine. Realize that, and the next time you are going to write poetry, just recognize what that feels like because you are in fact channeling at that moment. So if you want to start channeling more, you could take a step from writing poetry to writing a poem about yourself, because whatever you write in that poem is going to be channeled messages from your guides. So this poem that I'm going to read to you from Merlin, it is a spell. It is magic. His energy is infused in the words and this crystal grid. So this is no ordinary poem. He is sending his energy to those who want help transforming right now. So here's what Merlin has to say. Remember, you have been everything. You can transform through this too. With a little magic, I send my help to you. Breathe in the colors, magenta and dark green, the colors of a compassionate rebirthing. You may not recognize yourself when you are through, but do not fear letting go. I will be with you. The changes will keep coming like the ocean waves. Acceptance will ride them out, and resistance bring you pain. Think of all the wonder still inside of you, the things you haven't done yet, the purposes left to bloom. You wanted an adventure. I present it to you now. What could you create to make this wizard proud? Let's add a touch of yellow for courage on your plight. Step bravely into the unknown and watch your wings take flight. You were meant to create. You were meant to explore. Don't forget to experience joy on your road to transform. This is not about progress or about efficiency. Live in this moment of possibility. You do not need the future. You do not need the past. Have magic in this moment, and the moment, it will last. Transform your expectations. Transform your limiting thoughts. Transform into a reality you thought exists not. Do not trust what only your eyes can see. Anything is possible. Anything can be. And that is the end of his message. I'm going to go ahead and do these sprays. I should have done them earlier perhaps, but the good thing is we can bend time in the world of magic, in the world of energy. So this is Magenta Bridge from Amanda Ellis. This is Heaven to Earth Connection, and that is exactly what we want, is to bring in the heaven energy and the compassion energy and the burning it all to the ground energy. And the other one I'm going to use is the Emerald Spray from Amanda Ellis for renewal and recovery. This is really going to be all about rebirth. It's going to be about growth. It's going to be about abundance through that process. Because we don't want to just transform into anything else. We want to transform into something that serves us well on our path, something that is satisfying for us. We don't want to keep running in the same circles we've always run in. It's time to choose new things, make new choices, have courage. See the yellow on the grid? It's for courage, for us to step out into that unknown a little bit more in order to reap all the benefits of that unknown. So this is everything I have for you today. This grid will be on my website in case you want to download it, print it, stare at it, anything like that. And that is everything I have for you today. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.